everybody. Welcome back live at Drew's house, Joppa Afternoon Drive. We have entered June. That feels good to say. I like warm weather, so I'm happy about that. Our guest today, it's a good warm weather guest, actually. I was just talking off the air. I think we're going to make it an annual thing because it's a good time of year to talk to the harbor master, Paul Hogg, in the house. How are you, Paul?
Great. How's everybody doing today?
Good, man. Good to see you again. You've been out on the water. I can already see you got the good color there. Good for you.
I had to get my base tan so I don't get burnt.
There you go. Good. I play a lot of tennis, so I find that's good for sun.
People still play tennis? I thought it was pickleball.
Oh, this is. Have you seen the show? Because this is. You're gonna rile me all up. I am not a person who has anything against pickleball. I do understand why there are clashes.
Right. I get it.
And I won't get into it here because these people have heard enough.
My parents live down in the Villages, and they have the sticker "I love pickleball," and that's their thing. Yeah.
It's great. It's just tennis people usually go out, and it's usually two people, and it's like pickleball. If you've ever seen it, usually it's groups of 25, and they take up a lot of space and noisy. And I do understand why, if you're not respectful of space, things can happen. Well, the guy in Needham, did you see somebody cut all the pickleball nets in Needham?
No, I didn't. It's a hot topic for you.
Yeah, I know. I'm a tennis guy, so I know way too much about this whole thing. But anyway, you all have heard me complain too much. And I teach, and a pickleball person yelled at one of my kids one day, so I said,
"Oh, I see it now. All right,
it's not going to go.
I got to take that sticker off my truck then."
No, I like pickleball. That being said, all right, back to the water. How's life so far?
So far, so good. It's been a windy start, a little bit of a slower start. You know, but it's obviously today with the weather and then 90 degrees, and they're kind of calling for some bad weather this weekend. Yeah, some strong winds out of the northeast. So I think a lot of people taking advantage of today and tomorrow. They're calling for 90-degree weather. So I was just left the office. It was busy. The boats are starting to move, and the fishing's been really good.
Yeah.
The striped bass came in early this year. They're bigger this year as well. They did change the slot limit on it as far as the keeper size. So it's 28 to 31 inches as far as what you can keep. So. I mean, it's good. It's good. Some people have their opinions on it. It's like pickleball and tennis. But it's, but it's good to save the fish, which is the key. To keep the stock going and stuff. That's just a change for this year. I just want to make most people that fish are aware of it. But
that's not a Newburyport thing. That's a
it's marine fisheries.
Right. Okay. What is we talked a lot about general boating safety last year, but I didn't even think to get into what do you guys have to deal with fishermen? Are you monitoring that? Do you have to check for them, make sure they're doing the rules or what?
Generally, no. That's environmental police. Okay. We. Anything fin fish related, we don't. We do get involved with shellfish as far as lobster and clams. Okay. We're also constables. Yep. We do a little of that, but most of that falls on the environmental police. A lot of our calls, we're safety. Yeah. That's number one for us. Helping people, educating people, kayak safety classes, boater safety classes, making sure people have the right gear on the boat. We don't like to. We tell people they need it for a reason. There's reasons why you need this stuff when stuff goes bad and it happens quick.
That is the biggest violation, right? Yeah. Just people out there having a good time and just not thinking about.
Just some people don't know, and I get it. It's people in a rush to get their boats in and get out. It's a short season, limited amount of time. You want to get out with your family. Yeah. And things come up, but like I said, when something happens, you do want that gear. There's reasons that you need it. So the life jackets, the horns, the whistles, stuff like that. So that is our biggest call, safety stuff, the no wake, people kind of flying through. And most people just don't know. We educate, we're not really trying to go out there and write tickets to everybody, and we're out there to generally help.
I was going to say, how do you judge that? Because I don't have a boat out there, so it's I literally don't know. I'm asking very amateur questions, but is it basically are you trying to? Do you get a 3 strikes? Is it if that's a bad violation? No, you're getting written up for that, or how do you?
Generally we keep track. We have a recording system in place now, so you do have repeat offenders who it's not I didn't know. Yep. So at that point, sometimes you got to write a ticket. Basically if the guys come in and write a ticket, and we see it, I'm okay, at this point they deserved it. It's not how I like to do things or have my guys do things. Like I said, number one thing is just education, helping people, going to calls. A lot of it's dealing with the Coast Guard, police and fire. We all have great relationships. We all work well together, train together. So when stuff does go bad, we're all on the same page.
Okay. All right, well, that's pretty straightforward. As far as I don't think you can say it enough on this show because obviously, we knocked on wood and said so far it's a good start to the year. But every year people underestimate that Merrimack River. I mean,
Yep.
it's your life, so you probably you probably have nightmares about saying it, but the Merrimack is a tough river and can be dangerous, and you have to be careful.
Right. You just said it can be, and it can be safe too if you're taking precaution, but just always, keep track of the tides, the weather. We just had it dredged. So we got that dredge project complete, which should help with some of the, the waves in the mouth of the river. We'll kind of see as we're getting into it. But yeah, you just gotta, things can happen quickly, and it can be very dangerous, like we talked about last year. Sometimes you head out the mouth of the river, go down, Ipswich or Cranes Beach, and you come back and things are different. You're at the bottom of the outgoing tide, the waves are a lot worse. Yeah. So it's, you just gotta be very careful because the mouth can turn at the drop of a dime. Yeah,
I mean, I know even you're dealing with boaters, obviously, but it's like even just swimming in the Merrimack. I mean, we've had tough stories over the years, and people having scares for their lives and worse. So yeah, you got to take precautions out there.
Yeah, glad you brought up the swimming too. Just something to keep in mind down on Plum Island, because I do help manage down there. There's technically no swimming off the beach or in the river because the current is so strong.
Is that true? I actually didn't know that.
Yeah, so
I'm there so often. I actually didn't know you couldn't swim there.
Yeah, so oceanside you can, but inside the river, off that sandbar, the main sandbar in the parking lot.
Yes.
You can go up to about knee high. People can go in, they can kind of wade, go fishing, stuff like that. But because the current is so strong, we don't allow swimming there, and we also still don't have lifeguards on duty. Okay. Now that we have a beach back, and now the things that we may transition to that for next year. Yep. But just for this year, there are no lifeguards on duty.
What's the without getting too into it? What makes the current so strong there? Is it just the actual shape of the island, or what is it?
Yeah, it's just there's the river's large. The water's coming all the way from way up north, so it's a lot of water, a lot of volume. Millions and millions and millions of gallons coming out through a small section. It's like whitewater rafting. You get a bunch of water flowing at a high rate in a small area. That's what makes the current really go strong.
Gotcha.
And you got to, like I said, the moons make a big difference too. Yep. You have a moon tide, you have bigger tides, lower tides, and stronger tides. There's a lot more. The moon has a lot of effect on the water flow and height.
That whitewater rafting is a good visual. I get that. That's easy for me to comprehend.
Yeah, just picture a lot of water coming through a narrow area. Yeah. So that's why, like with the dredging, by making it deeper, hopefully there's more water to flow out, and also it's good for navigation and putting sand back on the beach to protect the homes.
One of the most beautiful moons I ever saw last summer at Plum Island. Unbelievable. We did one of those. They had one of those beach concerts, beach jams, and I was like, I find the sunsets and like the sky is just, it's something about that place. It just, I don't know. Anyway, I hit my head. I got so excited about it. Again, live at Drew's House here, Joppa Afternoon Drive with Paul Hogg, the harbor master of Newburyport, Maeve Power, Lily Woodger, and the boss, Sarah Hayden, all in the house today. Thank you all for your help, as always, as I do the easy part. I was telling Paul that earlier. I just talk to people and let you guys do all the hard work. So appreciate all of you. Is there any like something sneaking up on you this summer in particular that's like a little bit different than past years?
The good news, we got a tall ship coming back, the Trinidad. Yep. That's coming in
How long's it been?
June 29th. We didn't last year. Yeah. So it's been about a year.
Okay.
They're hard to get. You get they kind of travel around. So the Maritime Museum is actually putting that on, which is great. So
how does that work? So it's like it's a tourist attraction. People go check it out. But like, is it like a business? They'll bring a ship to town?
Yeah, so there's a cost involved. I don't know all the financials to it. I just know that we give them, a discounted rate on the docks, because we want them to make money, because the Maritime Museum, is trying to do fundraising. So they try to sell tickets and put on different events, and it's a great thing for the city, because we get this tall ship here, and people love to see it. People come by, oh, what is that? Where'd it come from? And
when's it coming in?
June 29th.
Wow,
and it's staying right through the end of the month and then through the 4th. Wow. So it's staying for about a week.
Okay. Where does that thing dock?
So you'll see it right down by my office on the central waterfront. So on the transient docks, close to the Maritime Museum, and they'll be selling tickets, I believe, online and also on the over in the yard on the grass over there.
Those things are stunning.
Yeah,
they really are. What is like the when you guys see like I don't even mean just a ship like that, but when like those heavy duty things come through, like do you guys are they all just so professional? All their huge businesses or whatever. Like do you not have any issues with them? Like
generally, no. I mean, there was
but
one
when
time,
you do,
we did have the one time where one was leaving. And I was, I recommended moving one of the boats on a mooring, and the captain said, "No, I'm all set."
Smaller boat captain.
Yeah. And he ended up, bumping into the boat and catching the mooring, and luckily it could have been a lot worse.
Oh wow.
Because some of these boats are up to 180 feet.
Yeah.
You know, and it's tough to maneuver with. I mean, they have a lot of side thrusters, bow thrusters, and stuff like that. But the way that the wind was blowing, I was a little concerned with one particular boat. He said he was all set, and there was one small issue that we did have.
Wow.
We dealt with it.
You weren't happy to say "told you so." Huh?
Yeah. A couple things I left out of my conversation. It was, but things do come up, you know. So that's you know, generally when these boats are coming in, they have reservations.
Mm-hmm.
We'll escort them in.
Yep.
Coast Guard's aware. Some of them need pilot boats, depending upon the tonnage. They actually have to have a pilot ship, you know, escort them in and drive the boat in, you know, stuff like that. So we escort them in mostly for the traffic, you know, just to keep the other boats away, get them tied up, get them all secure, and then, you know, the buzz starts. You know, who is this? Is it someone famous? The rumors get going. My phone starts blowing up, but it's a great buzz for the city. You know, the boardwalk gets busy. You know, people want to see and just get the pictures in front of the ship.
Yeah.
I really am a big promoter for the tall ships, the larger boats. You know, we have ever since we did the reservation system now, I mean, it's really taken off for the city.
That's cool. I don't know what my fascination is today with big boats, but like I guess I've always liked them. But like when you see like we've had tragedies too, like the Costa Concordia, that was the big one. You know, was that 5-10 years ago now?
Yeah.
But every year, like I remember doing a YouTube once with just like poor docking of like cruise ships, like ones I've been on.
Oh yeah.
And like the videos are like, oh my god,
qualified
I was
captain.
on that ship. Like they hit the dock. Like what? Like how does that happen at that level? Like
mechanical issues sometimes. You know, things get stuck.
Not always the captain to blame. I like that. Protecting the captain. Good for you.
You never know, but I mean, things do come up. I mean, we just had an incident, not in Newburyport, but it was in Newbury. Smaller boat, center console. Guy was meticulous, excellent captain, knew how to handle his boat, had his dog with him, and the dog leash got wrapped around the throttle.
Oh my God.
So it ended up pulling the throttle, which ended up shooting the dock, you know, the boat up on the dock, and you know, everybody was okay. But things happen, things come up.
Dog is attached to leash.
It was on the leash, yeah. So
gets caught to the thing, and the dog pulls the. Oh my God.
Yes, things like that. You just out with your dog, and you're not thinking about it, and you know, you turn around, and he was docking it up, and whoop.
Yeah. He's a bad boy.
Yeah.
What kind of dog?
I believe it was a chocolate lab.
Some big guy.
Yeah, it was a good sized dog. I saw the pictures and heard the story. I was talking with the environmental police, and they were telling me. They said I was at Cashman Park. They came down and they were just telling me the story. I'm like, yeah, but
is that a first?
Yeah, that's the first I've heard of that particular one. Yeah. You know, we've had a couple last year, but then, you know, down at Cashman Park at the launch, we're one of the busiest launches in the Commonwealth, and you know, trailering a boat can be very tricky.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that can go wrong.
Yeah.
You know, with the trailer, with the boat, getting it on, getting it off, the weather, the tides.
Right.
You know, so it's a lot of interesting things happen down there as well.
What's another one that reminds you of like the dog story? Is there one that sticks in your mind that you will never forget? Just ridiculous story.
Probably someone backing down, launching their boat, and the whole boat and trailer came right off the truck, right into the water.
It just wasn't latched.
It wasn't latched. Yeah, they hit the little bump, and off it went.
And the boat just falls in.
Yeah. Yeah, that was one of them. And we had another woman last year, same things. You know, with the new throttles that they have now, they're not on cable. Mm-hmm. They're electric, so they're very, you know, it doesn't take much to get them to go. They're very touchy, so they was pulling into the dock, panicked a little bit, and they ended up on top of the dock.
Yikes.
Yeah, that was 2 years ago now. But yeah, Cashman Park can be, you know, and people get nervous. There's, you know, sometimes a lot of people waiting in line, people waiting to get out. They're pressuring you, you know, so that's puts people nervous. You know, you're trying to back up your trailer. Remember to put the plug in.
Yeah.
Take the straps off the boat. Charge up the back, especially this time of year, because people are just kind of getting the shrink wrap off their boats and just putting them in.
Yeah.
So the boats haven't really been out. So things happen over the winter. You know, so just from sitting and waiting, and we've had people take the shrink wrap off their boat, and then all of a sudden a raccoon jumps out or something's been sleeping in the boat all winter.
Oh man. Yeah. And actually, that pressure, I actually enjoy parking the boat. I have a skill at the lake in Maine. I'm not sure I want to do it on the ocean, but pressure parking seems like something I can see where that would make people nervous.
Yeah, you know, especially, you know, they got these big marinas and tight spots, and all your friends at the marina are watching you, and you know the pressure's on. You know, the wind changes a little bit, or you know, the tide changes. It can be hairy.
I bet. Huh, interesting. All right, well, there's some good stories. Again, Paul Hogg joining us, the harbor master of Newburyport here, talking about, a lot of boat talk there, really. You mentioned kayaking and like canoe stuff too. I mean, I guess I've done this before, and you know, you got to have life jackets on there too, right? I mean, that's just the number one rule. It's like, do you always have to be wearing them?
Yes.
Always on?
Yeah.
Okay. I remember because that was the thing in the lake in Maine. Just throw it in there. But no, always wearing the life jacket.
Yeah, people should be wearing life jackets all the time anyway on any boat. Like I said, things can happen quickly. We actually, one of the gentlemen, Ron Thurlow, on the Harbor Commission, teaches kayak safety classes.
Okay.
And anybody can reach out to me if they're interested as far as where to go, checking the weather, safety. Yep. He's very, very good, very passionate about it.
Because those flip easy too.
Yeah. We've had, and when you got a 10-knot current, and some people take their dogs out on them, and we have the stand-up paddle boards, canoes. Yeah, they get very tippy, and then next thing you know, we have a lot of docks and marinas. People would tip over, then the next thing you know, they'll pull them out from underneath the docks, and it can be very dangerous. But knock on wood, since we've kind of put some things in place and started the classes and put some signs up and been educating people, it's not as bad as it was. People seem to be more educated as 2-3 years ago when it was a real big craze.
Yeah. I mean, would you say the majority of really bad things that happen could be prevented with life jackets?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I always feel like that's the answer, because I mean it is such an easy thing to do that people just don't do. Yeah. I don't know, it's, beautiful day. I don't know, maybe there's alcohol involved. Who knows? Yeah. But why you just don't?
Well, I mean, quick slip and fall. You bang your head. You can't swim when you're unconscious. Things happen very quickly. And all my guys, it's mandatory. Anytime they step foot on the boat, they're wearing life jackets. We promote it so much, so obviously we're wearing them. Same thing with the Coast Guard. And they have them now, the ones that inflate, so when you go in the water, so they don't have to have these big, heavy, ugly life jackets. They can be comfortable.
That's what I mean. It's so easy.
It's easy. They even have some of the ones now you can wear around your waist. Yeah. So I'm a big proponent of it, just making sure.
I can imagine, I was visualizing just people hanging out on the water on a nice day, like, today in Newburyport. And I'm just imagining, like, they see you pull up and, like, maybe they're minding their own business and they don't have life jackets on, and I could just imagine some of the attitudes that you might get. Like, is that true? It's not always the most pleasant.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, technically you don't have to wear them on a regular motorboat. You know what I mean? Yeah. So but they have to have them.
You have to have enough of them, right?
Have enough of them, and size fitting. So if you have children, they have to fit. They have to be in good shape. Sometimes people take them out and they're all dry rotted and won't work. And but like I said, if your boat's taking on water and you're going down, wouldn't you want to put on a nice fitting life jacket?
Yeah, exactly. I know, because it's like you never think it's going to happen to you. Yeah. But I mean, you guys see this stuff every day. So
we do.
I mean, it happens to somebody. Guess what? The guy earlier today didn't think it was going to happen to him either.
Right. And then they're thankful that they had the life jackets on. Yeah. And especially if you're offshore.
Gotcha.
Not just in the river. But
how long have you been in this position for?
So I've been involved with the Harbor Master Department 25 years. Yeah. I've been full-time now since 2010, so I'm rolling on almost 14 years.
Enjoying the Mayor Sean Reardon regime here?
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, he's great to work with. It's very supportive. So it's been good.
Is there? I would imagine that's probably you guys are probably one of those departments where a new mayor comes in and it's probably like, you guys know what you're doing. I'm not going to touch that.
Yeah, it's good. It's he comes to anything that's going on. We keep the city updated. Yeah. But he always knows what's going on with my department.
Gotcha. It would have been weird if you're like, no, he's all into our stuff. It's annoying.
No, it's been great. Great relationship. We actually went to high school together.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. Okay. I graduated with his brother.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So you probably knew his dad, too.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
He's a good guy.
Tennis guy,
indeed. I called the basketball game with him. We did play-by-play this year for one of the high school games. Yep. I think I only did one. I think it was with him. No, I probably did more than one this year, but he's a very nice man.
That must be fun.
It's my first time meeting him, so very nice family. As far as any big events that create obstacles for you coming up,
well, we got through the dredge. We do have some construction projects coming up. They're going to be hopefully
the much talked about construction project.
Yeah, so the Central Waterfront Park project. I'm still waiting on that. The bulkhead project, which is it's all good stuff as far as we got the grants. It's just trying to coordinate everything. With the planning office and conservation and the grant funding and the mayor's office and the harbor commission and a lot of planning goes involved with that. But that's going to be more towards the fall. Okay. So it's but another good thing we did launch our new safe boat, so you probably saw the pictures in the paper.
I did, yeah.
Yeah, so that was good. We got a grant for that.
It's exciting.
So it's
like a new toy for you guys. Like I want to be on the safe boat.
Yeah, it's a toy.
Bad poor way of saying it.
I mean, there's a lot that goes along with it. You don't just pop it in the water and go. I mean, it's got a lot of new safety features on it. It's got radiation detection, thermal imaging. So we can see at night, picks up the warmness in the water. So if we do potentially have somebody that went into the water, helps us, finding them. side scan sonar. So it's got a lot of good safety features. The Coast Guard's excited about it. They love the boat. We love the boat.
So that's mostly for rescues? I didn't even realize that, or worse, I guess.
Yep, and it's technically in Homeland Security as well. So we do port security.
That's actually what I thought it was more for. Yeah, that's why I thought it was a new toy. You get to go check out all these.
Yeah, but it takes a lot of training on it. It handles different. It's got a lot of electronics, and we actually have a big training on Sunday. I have the environmental police coming down. We kind of have a team meeting with all my staff just to go over the new policies, getting used to the boat. The way we got all new medical bags. We got AED on all the boats now. So it's I'm hoping for a good year.
Good.
Got a good group. Got a good team. We got all the right tools.
Perfect.
So it's I'm hoping for a good, safe season.
It's such a green conscious world. Newburyport's very green conscious. Is there anything as far as is it a game change from you from 10 years ago? Like as far as I don't even know what it would be, but obviously when you're talking about.
Not really. The only thing we're trying to do now is we are looking into getting solar for the building. The solar's come a long way, but as far as the initiative, not too much has changed with our department.
I had this. I don't even know why I'm saying this. I had this vision of my uncle back in the day in Maine, filling up the boat and dropping the gas tank. And I'm like, no, the gas in the water looks worse than it is. God.
Oh yeah.
You don't like to see that.
No. The gas prices are still up quite a bit.
Yeah, people are more careful now.
Yeah. It's like $5 bill going in the water, a couple drops.
Yeah, it's terrible. You should always be careful with the gas in the
Absolutely.
Water. I remember an uncle getting in very big trouble with my aunt back in the day. What are you doing? Yeah, that was Maine nights for us. But so what's the and I guess final couple minutes here with Paul Hogg. What's the if you had to say one thing besides life jackets, like you want people on the water? I know you want people to come to Newburyport. It's a great thing. Just the one word of advice or.
Yeah, just pay attention to your surroundings. Every day is different.
Yeah.
I know I keep on saying it, but the weather. It's a big factor in boating here in Newburyport and the tides.
Yeah.
Just stay safe, go slow. Just make sure you have all the right gear. And obviously, if you have any questions, reach out to our department.
Yeah.
We love telling people, educating people, especially now with the, the new dredge, so things have changed a little bit as far as the flow. So it's, just slow and steady wins the race.
Watch out for the dog.
Yeah.
With the leash. I can't get over that, man. What a story for the dog.
Yeah, right.
Nobody hurt, right?
No, that was one of the good things. I saw the dog on the dock, and he was just, what's going on here? What did I do wrong?
This thing really moves.
Yeah.
Oh, but that's too funny. Well, Paul, thank you so much for coming in. I know you got a busy day. It's sun shining out there and everything, so you probably got better things to be doing.
Yeah, we'll be getting back to the boat.
Yeah, there you go. Get back to the boat. I appreciate the time as always, and lots of good stuff as always. So, Paul Hogg, Harbor Master, Newburyport. Thank you, sir.
All right, thanks for inviting me.
Maeve, Lily, Sarah, thank you all live at Drew's house. Joppa Afternoon Drive. Have a good day, everybody.